popularity of cryptocurrency is growing more and more every year. This can be explained by the potential profitability, as well as reliable storage of money and access to it. Digital money has a number of advantages over traditional money. In the modern world, most people spend a lot of effort, labor, and time to earn money and be financially independent. After all, the more money, the more opportunities. Fraudsters often counterfeit bills, hack bank accounts. This can affect the well-being of an individual or an entire family. One of the promising areas of financial security is cryptocurrency. Let's figure out what kind of currency it is and how to multiply it, earn it, and pay for various goods and services. Cryptocurrency is based on digital or virtual money. Bitcoin or other formats, Tonkin, Ethereum, Solana, which cannot be physically felt in your hands, like dollars, rubles, or yuan, for example. Virtual money is very reliably protected using the cryptography method. By typing a large number of numbers and special characters, you can protect your money online. You can buy bitcoins online through certain websites. One bitcoin currently costs about 98,000 euros. But if you don't have the entire amount, you can buy part of a bitcoin. Most countries and companies use cryptocurrency. No taxes are charged when paying for goods or services. You can buy real estate, precious metals, food, cars, plane tickets, etc. for bitcoins. There are currently more than 100 types of cryptocurrency. When choosing digital money, you need to pay attention to a number of factors to avoid negative consequences for your well-being. First of all, you need to understand the market capitalization of the currency. Without delving into this complex term, you can say that the higher the cost of the coin, the more stable and economically safe it is to purchase and use. But the cheaper the coin, the greater the risk. The market capitalization of any existing coin can be easily checked on some official websites. An equally important factor when choosing coins is their liquidity. The essence of liquidity is the ability to quickly sell or buy coins at a fair market value. The higher the liquidity, the better for the digital currency. Of course, these are not all the factors that need to be taken into account. There are many scientific articles on choosing a particular coin. For example, in the period from 2023 to 2025, there were top 5 coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Solana. There have also been some funny cases in the history of cryptocurrency. For example, in 2011, there was a Bitcoin collapse. This was the first and largest crisis in cryptocurrency. This year, all the largest transactions were carried out on a long-closed, hacked, and bankrupt platform called Mt. Gox. In the first half of the year, the price of Bitcoin rose from $2 to $32. After hackers hacked the Mt. Gox platform, the Bitcoin rate dropped by 99.9% and amounted to only a few cents. Soon, the price of Bitcoin rose again. But Mt. Gox investors are still demanding compensation for their losses. There are quite a few strategies for earning on crypto. For example, investing in this currency, mining, staking, or using referral or affiliate programs. All these smart words are not so scary. Now we will figure it out. To do mining, you will need some investment. This can be a powerful computer with good cooling and a modern video card. And of course, excellent internet. Do not be surprised, but some create a mining farm using several smartphones. The word mining itself is translated from English as extraction, initially of minerals. So, if you already have all the necessary equipment, then mining is the extraction, obtaining cryptocurrency by means of complex calculations using a computer. On average, depending on the equipment, the income from such activities can reach from $700 to $3,000 per month. Of course, there are also disadvantages to this method of earning money. Expensive mining equipment, as well as high electricity consumption. It is relevant to create such mining farms in regions with low electricity costs. And the easiest way to earn money is investing in cryptocurrency. To do this, you need to create a crypto wallet, buy cryptocurrency, and store it in this wallet. In a few years, the rate of digital currency can grow significantly, and you can also make good money on this. This method is suitable for people who know how to cope with emotions and have good patience. There are also certain risks here. Periods of growth in the cryptocurrency market are replaced by periods of correction. In some cases, it can reach minus 70%, but most people who invested in crypto did not regret it. For example, Christopher Koch invested $27 in Bitcoin in 2009, which later turned into $886,000 by 2013. There are quite a few such examples of successful investing. Now let's talk about referral programs. This is a kind of action plan for attracting new users or buyers with the help of existing clients. Let's say you registered on one of the cryptocurrency exchanges, and for attracting new users, you receive certain bonuses or passive income for several months or even years with minimal effort and costs. After the user registered using your link and made a sale, purchase, or exchange, you receive income for each of their transactions. The main idea of such a program is that people trust recommendations from relatives or friends more than advertising or reviews when choosing goods or services. You can share a referral link through any social networks, mail, or messengers. Such a program is beneficial for both companies and ordinary participants. The company gets new users, and the participants get bonuses and benefits. One of the main disadvantages of such a program is that the material return from this method of earning can stretch out for several months. For comparison, the difficulty level for earning through referral programs can be rated as 4 out of 10. A more complex type of earning on cryptocurrency is cryptocurrency trading. Here, the difficulty is 9 out of 10. I will say right away that in order to become a successful trader from scratch, you will need systematic training in this matter. There are many platforms on the internet, both paid and free, where they teach this process. In the process of training a crypto trader, or in simple words, a trader, will need to have a good understanding of fundamental and technical analysis, as well as develop their own strategy. Fundamental analysis is a method that deals with price forecasting based on the analysis of financial and production criteria. Technical analysis is also a method of forecasting the price, only taking into account the probable price change based on the patterns of price changes in the past in similar circumstances. The advantages of this option for earning are an unlimited level of income, as well as many options for working earning schemes. But this requires a long training, and without experience in trading, there is a high risk of losing investments. These were some of the ways to get material profit using digital currency. The process of transferring funds from one account to another or making a purchase and sale transaction occurs due to the blockchain. This is a method of secure storage and transmission of data in the form of a chain of blocks linked to each other by special keys, each of which contains information about the previous one. For example, when transferring funds from one bank card to another, an intermediary bank is involved. With blockchain technology, no intermediary is involved in the transfer or other transactions with digital money. Thus, the blockchain allows you to automate transactions without involving a third party. A significant advantage of such a system is that the blockchain data is stored on thousands of devices, and due to this, it is highly resistant to technical failures and malicious attacks. In addition to cryptocurrency, blockchain technology can revolutionize various industries, from finance to healthcare. Almost any digital currency exchange can store your money on its platform without creating crypto wallets. True, there is one but that the exchange can be hacked by intruders, and your assets can disappear. Therefore, it is better to create your own crypto wallet. Such an electronic wallet will be impossible to hack. Basically, crypto wallets are of two types, hot and cold. Hot ones work using the internet using an application for a computer or mobile phone. Cold wallets do not need an internet connection. These include hardware, USB, and paper wallets. QR code. Crypto wallets have a public and private key. The public key is a kind of address where digital currencies are sent. For simplicity, it can be compared to a bank card number. This key can be safely disclosed if you expect funds to be transferred to your account. A private or closed key should never be given to anyone. This is a kind of digital signature or, for better understanding, a password for a bank card. Without this key, the owner will not be able to manage the contents of his crypto wallet. The public and private key are presented in the form of unique combinations of numbers and letters. For example, private keys for Bitcoin wallets are created using an algorithm called SHA-256. After this action, a 256-bit number is generated. To simplify work with such an encryption key, a chain of 64 characters is generated. This encryption standard is known for its durability, since cracking the key by brute force would require an infinite amount of time and computing power. Which wallet to choose depends on your plans for the cryptocurrency that you will store in the wallet. Cold wallets are more suitable for long-term investments. For short-term trading, hot online wallets are more preferable. If you have a lot of digital currency of different types, then I advise you to use a multi-currency crypto wallet. In each country, the use of cryptocurrency is regulated by laws depending on the legal regime. Some countries have allowed cryptocurrency transactions, while others have completely banned or significantly limited them. For example, such countries as India, Indonesia, the USA, Vietnam, Ukraine, and Russia actively used cryptocurrency in 2024. In China, the People's Bank of China banned Bitcoin transactions for Chinese financial institutions in early 2014, but did not ban cryptocurrency transactions for citizens. When banning, the Chinese government relied on the fact that the use of cryptocurrencies leads to money laundering. Another reason is the ambiguous legal status of digital currencies, such as Bitcoin. The People's Bank of China does not recognize it as a valid currency. The ban was also influenced by concerns about the flow of capital, since cryptocurrencies have no territorial borders. All this could devalue the national currency, the yuan, due to the growing cost of Bitcoin. In India, cryptocurrency mining is not subject to direct taxation. The mining process is absolutely free for Indian citizens. But if they want to sell, exchange, or spend the tokens they have mined, then according to the law, part of the amount will be spent on taxes. In general, we can summarize that each country has its own laws for cryptocurrency. Now we will tell you about the most common digital currency fraud schemes. One of the illegal methods of deception is called pump-dump, which means pump and dump. This scam appeared even before the emergence of digital currencies. But the scam scheme also works with cryptocurrency. At the pump-pump stage, the organizers of the fraudulent schemes begin to buy a little-known digital currency. As a result, its rate begins to rise. In parallel with this, the scammers begin to spread exclusive information that this particular coin is about to rise in price. This is done through a huge number of false expert Telegram channels, groups on social networks, or some other advertising gullible people begin to buy a little-known digital currency en masse. At the same time, its rate increases significantly. The final stage of the scam is a dump. The scammers sell their coins at a high price, then the exchange rate falls sharply, and the deceived people are left at a loss. The first cryptocurrency appeared more than 15 years ago. This is a relatively short period during which the cryptocurrency left a huge mark on the economy and technology. The beginning of cryptocurrency begins with the publication of Satoshi Nakamoto's article, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, in 2008. From the publication, it became known that the origin of cryptocurrency is based on blockchain, a technology that allows storing records of all transactions in the form of sequential blocks. This ensures the transparency and security of transactions, since it is impossible to change the information in one of the blocks without changing all subsequent blocks. Satoshi Nakamoto himself remains a mysterious figure. In fact, it is still unclear whether this is a pseudonym for one person or a group of people. Satoshi actively participated in the development of Bitcoin until 2010, and then disappeared. The mysterious Satoshi left behind only publications and correspondence, which show his interest in creating a completely anonymous and decentralized financial system. US President Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized Bitcoin. He considers digital currency a scam. He is also sure that the US authorities should not allow digital money to compete with the dollar. In one of his statements, he called for stricter regulation of the digital asset market. But despite this, news recently came out that the elected US President Donald Trump launched his own cryptocurrency, the market capitalization of which quickly soared to several billion dollars. Another of the most vocal critics of Bitcoin is the owner of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. This man is one of the largest and most famous investors in the world, whose fortune is estimated at about $139 billion. The billionaire began criticizing crypto in 2017 and compared it to rat poison, and, in his opinion, it is a market bubble. These people are not the only critics of digital currency. As a rule, opponents of crypto are representatives of the old school of the financial market, whose career peaked at a time when cryptocurrency did not exist. Earning good money on cryptocurrency without leaving home, while having a computer and the internet, is a good solution, since at a regular job you often have a terrible boss and the work itself may not bring pleasure.